The button to go live. Okay, so now it's going live. Hello, everybody. My name is Mai with Courtnee Wellness Companion, and I have two lovely ladies with me, also from Courtnee Wellness Companion. I'm going to introduce you to Miss Heidi and then Miss Quadria. So go ahead, Heidi, why don't you say hi and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Heidi Lindsay. I live here in Eastern Pennsylvania, so where it's cold and snow. But a little bit about my background. I have a certification in personal training, senior fitness specialist, and nutritional specialist. I've worked before with Courtney, and so he said divine timing, we come together, and I've joined, partnered up here with these wonderful people, and I'm looking forward to working with you all.
Yeah, thank you. It's lovely having you on the team. Next, we have Quadria, and go ahead and introduce yourself. You're on.
Okay.
Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, there we go. Okay, my name is Quadria. A lot of people call me Dree. I'm a mommy, full-time mommy to two little girls. One is 7 and one is 3, and they keep me very busy. I started my wellness journey a little over a year ago. Before that, I started my wellness journey back maybe before 3 years ago, and then I got pregnant with my daughter, and I kind of stopped. But as soon as she was born, I started again, and yeah, I've been enjoying the journey, and I met Mai and some other great people, and it's just been really fun.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. So just back up, I want to introduce myself. My name is Mai Nguyen. You probably may know me. I'm very active on Instagram at Cooking with Mai Tai. You can see that. Hashtag healthy living. I am a foodie and I love to eat. But in order to eat, I have to cook. So that's where all this inspiration of becoming a foodie came in, because I couldn't really go out and go to restaurants like I used to before having kids. You know, your freedom and your things that you want to do dramatically decrease after you have children. You can't just be as spontaneous as before. Hence, I had to learn how to cook, and which helped me expanded my cooking repertoire and wanting to teach other women like myself, specifically mommies with young kids who are struggling with, you know, trying to hold on to their identity while they are developing their mommy identity. So I have these two ladies here who are different stages of their mom career.
Yeah.
So I have two kids, 5 and 8, and Dree also have 2 kids, 2 girls, 4 and 7. Is that correct? Yeah.
3 and
And
7.
3 and 7. Yes. So they're young, especially the little ones are a little bit more needier than the older ones. And then Heidi tell us about your children situation.
Yeah, my beautiful babies. I have a son who's 23, a daughter who's 18 in the college, and I have a grandbaby who's 8 months old now. So I've been watching him during the day there while mommy works. And so my personal ones, they grown up, and then we got a new one in there. So it's always crazy, and everybody's coming, going, and like you said, you just gotta sometimes wing it.
Exactly. So the reason why we're having this panel discussion about juggling competing priorities as moms and as grandmas and as caretakers is that this topic is something a lot of us women struggle with. I know that I personally struggle with trying to quote unquote do it all, like trying to be the best mom, the best wife, the best worker, the best, at my health and the best of thing. And then like, well, you can't be the best at everything. And it's a lot of pressure trying to, look good for yourself, look good for your husband with Valentine's Day coming up, and becoming a super mom. You want your kids to be taken care of mentally, physically, all the above, and you want to have the house to be spotless, and you know, and just, and then on top of that, you have to make sure that you are exercising and you are eating well so that you can maintain your figure and all that stuff. It's just a lot of pressure. So I just wanted to talk about, is it possible to be good at everything? And if not, how can we be successful at the juggle? Or if you have any tips or things that you do personally as moms and as wives and as, you know, women, like how do we stay successful and have our sanity as well? So does anybody want to start and share how they do it all, or if they do it all?
Julie, did you want me to go or do you want to go?
Go ahead, Heidi. Go first.
I could go. Okay. Well, I don't think you can do it all, but you got to take it. I take it day by day. I set up some goals that I want for the week. Usually Sundays are my laundry clean, you know what I mean? Downtime, family time. And I kind of got to get myself together and plan out meals. Definitely. And this is something I think the first and foremost thing you got to do as a parent is try to tell yourself you're not going to be the best at like all of that. You can only be as best as you can be. There's nothing else that you can compare to. You can't compare my situation to your situation or anything like that. So to give yourself that treat yourself kind and that lenience, and that helps that you want expectations for yourself, but not unreasonable, because and let's face it, and especially with this pandemic, we've all have learned this year that at any given time things can change. So you got to be lenient in that, and you have to, there's going to be unforeseen moments. And so you just go out there and you try to do the best you can. But picking a day that is just yours, your downtime, whether you're going to do a mani-pedi, whether you're doing food prepping, whether you're doing your cleaning, they're kind of, though, in order to juggle all that, I think you really have to have a schedule down. Because when you have, and not that schedule can't be flexible, but I think schedules are so crucial in planning that. Because
great
from
tip.
the beginning, when my daughter, when she was home and stuff, and she was in she was in cheer, she was in basketball, volleyball, and I literally had to put in the calendar because there'd be times that I didn't put, and I'm double booking things and stuff. So it's definitely hard, but like I said, just allowing yourself to be imperfect is key. And like I said, I think the schedule, just having a nice schedule really helps.
Thank you. That's an awesome tip. So you're saying pick a day for yourself. So what if you don't have a day? You can't carve out a chunk of time just for your relaxation or your self-care. How, like, you can't even get 10 minutes for yourself if you're like a mom with a toddler, or
right,
who's like stick by your side. Like, how do you do it? Like, what would you suggest?
Even just if you have any friends or your family, even if it's an hour or something, or when they're sleeping, like, learn to take advantage of their downtime too. Like, if they're doing something, or if they're watching a movie, learning to delegate sometimes. It's really hard if you don't, and if it's like, like a 24/7 kind of thing, but you really got to try to find that, like I said, even if they're sleeping or something. And sometimes, instead of, you get so tired, they're taking a nap, I'm going to take a nap. Instead of utilize that time, maybe just to even treat yourself, or to sit there and write down, or take that time. of quietness for yourself, you know. And yeah, that's, you know, that's a hard situation when you're trying to juggle everything. But like I said, the greatest thing is having a good mindset, a peaceful mindset, because we could get overwhelmed. I mean, we've all been there. We can get so overwhelmed and just boom, want to explode, you know, but you have to just be calm and, you know, say, I'm going to do the best I can today, and you know,
Yeah.
go from there.
Give yourself grace. Go ahead,
Mhm.
Tree. Would you like to add to how you do it, if you do it all, or how do you manage being a mom and all the other jobs that you have?
Well, I definitely don't do it all, but I've learned to. I'm always like, I think I'm my worst critic. I always say I'm going to do this, and then I don't get it, and I'm all panicked and stressed out when no one asks me to do any of that stuff, you know. So I think I learned from you, you do pick 3 things that you're gonna do, and if you get those 3 things done, then wow, you know, you're ahead of the game. And if you did more than that, that's even better. So I picked the 3 things that I have to do, and then the rest, I just kind of, okay, if I get that done, that's great. If not, then, and most of the time I don't get more than that done. So that I kind of try to be easy with myself.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you prioritize. You have a list of things that you that's on your to-do list. And prior to prioritizing, you would get stressed out and try to do them all, giving them equal importance. But now you've kind of narrowed down to the top 3 things that are non-negotiables that you have to get done. And if those 3 things get done, then you know you like you're good. And if the other things get done, then it's a bonus, right? It's prioritizing and giving a different
Right.
weight to the things that you have to do. Could you please share what are the 3 things that you prioritize that you have to get done every day?
Helping my daughter with her schoolwork. I try to help my 3-year-old. I want her to be, you know, learning. So I have like a school thing I do with her. So my oldest and then my youngest, and then like some chore that has to get done. I'll pick one chore if it's washing the dishes or folding the clothes or just at least getting one thing in the house done. If I get more than that, that's cool. But I at least have to get something around the house done. And then I give
Right.
my me time after their sleep, which I've learned from you and Courtney, because you know.
Yeah. So the meantime, so the reason why we're having this conversation is that a lot of people that we talk to, a lot of them are moms with young kids or, you know, any types of kids. We're all stuck in the house, doing distant learning, or you know, being their mom and their teacher and their best friends at the same time. And it's a lot. You're spending so much more time than you would normally when there is a pandemic, when they actually go to school, and you have a little bit of time when they're at school to, you know, to breathe, to have a little distance from your kids. My son just went back to school face to face, but we've been doing distant learning up until mid January, and it was the hardest thing I have to do, because I was his teacher, his mom, his friend, his disciplinarian, his snack person, the cafeteria, like, you know, it was demanding, and I would get exhausted after midday when his class is over, and I would, you know, rarely have time to myself. Um, but but I still made time, because I know that if I didn't, you know, make time, I would be that much crankier and not operating at my best. So, which leads me to my support system. I don't do it all, even though it may seem like it to you guys. If you're looking from outside, you're like, oh, Mai's cooking and Mai's exercising, and why is she always smiling and eating and cooking? Like, how the heck does she have time? So I I prioritize that, my self-care is number one. I know that in order for the family to be happy and functioning, I have to be happy and healthy and in the right mindset. Um, I've been strung out and I've been tired and I've been cranky because I gave everything to everybody, to my kids, to my work, to everything except for like time for me to get well. I mean, self-care for me was like sitting on the couch and watching Netflix was self-care. I mean, you need that downtime, but that doesn't really get you healthier. You're not getting fit, and you're like eating more on the couch as you relax. And it's just like a very empty feeling, like after you've binge watch a whole season of something, like there's really nothing to show for it.
Mm-hmm.
And which is like interesting. So then like I decided to focus on my health. It's like, last year in 2020, I made it a point that I'm going to move more. Like whatever it is, I'm going to go for walks, try different exercises, and just get myself stronger, physically stronger. I in 2019, I just focused on learning how to cook. So I introduced, the healthy stuff in stages that I can manage. And you know, you see me, I have more time these days because I am working on my cooking and my Courtnee Wellness Companion full time. I was laid off mid 2020. So I was a market researcher for an automotive company, and that took a lot of time. And then like it was kind of a relief to get laid off because it was a passion that I wanted. I wanted to eat. I wanted to show people how to cook, and I was able to put myself all in now that I have the time. So it's great. And I met Courtney through on Instagram, and I met Sharia on Instagram, and we kind of been on this journey of health, kind of related health, and working on ourselves to better, and we got to know each other. And Courtnee Wellness Companion launched officially in January, where the idea is that when you have a cheerleader, a best friend, a companion cheering you on and telling you, hey, you can do this, let's go for a walk with me, or let's cook this meal together, or let's eat healthy, let's share our journey, let's be each other's role model. When you have somebody like that, you're more willing to get out of your funk and want to like push yourself a little bit more. And whenever we have our team meeting, it's like, yeah, like the people who are prioritizing and saying, you know what, I have a lot of things on my plate, but my health is one of those things. I'm not going to say I'm too busy or I can't take a walk today because I have to do laundry, I have to help the kids with the homework, I have to cook, I have to grocery shop, I have to do that. Like all those things are important, but if you're not well, like what does it matter if all those things get done? And then like once I began to change my mindset and saying, like I see the pattern, like if I'm cranky or if I'm not like taking care of myself, the whole family suffers. So I don't know if anybody has a thought they want to share about, having your husband as or your significant other helping you, share the burden, share the responsibilities, and how you do it.
Right. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And having like this wellness, because there's like I said, sometimes Monday rolls around and you're like so exhausted, and then we have a meeting and it's like, oh, good, I'm connected again, I'm back on track again. And I think that is so important because you just need that, because sometimes like with the kids or husband and all of that, everybody, they're busy, you know what I mean? So having people on the same page with you is such a major, or to come on and say, listen guys, let's share, like for instance, I don't know how I'm going to get my steps in. My kid is sick, so I'm home and all he wants me to do is hold him. Well, I got an idea for you. Guess what? Walk up and down those steps holding them. Well, I've walked around my house. I made laps around my house, you know what I mean, with the baby, just to get my steps in.
Yeah,
And
I saw you last night walking around your house in the dark.
Yeah, and I was so inspired by Courtney being out there working on it. I said, you know what? And believe me, I'm a sun bunny. I'm not a snow person, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to step outside my comfort zone, and I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do it in the cold. And guess what? Afterwards, I felt so good that I did do that. But it was that inspiration that I seen that, you know what I mean? That inspired me to, hey, you know what? I'm going to do that. I want to help others. And that's awesome. Having a companionship, anybody can get a gym membership, anybody can do that, but having somebody, a buddy that's there telling you, listen, you can do this, you're gonna do this, and we support you all the way. I mean, that there is priceless.
Mm-hmm. Dre, do you have anything you want to share about your personal journey?
Yeah, mine's a snippet of what you said. It kind of made me think of after I had my oldest daughter, I was really depressed and I wasn't telling anyone. Like it was, and I was just dealing with it by myself and it wasn't working. And I remember when my daughter turned 3, like my oldest daughter, when she turned 3, I just woke up and I was like, wow, like where have I been? And I was like, I can't do this anymore. No, it was 2 and she was 2.5. Sorry. She was 2.5. And I just woke up and I wasn't asleep, but like I woke up in myself. Does that make sense? And I was like, this can't happen. So I kind of started my wellness journey and then I got pregnant the following year. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to go back to that place. But like, I was determined I wouldn't. And so I kind of was doing it off and on by myself. But then I started logging it last year. And so like, it's just been great. And I agree with what you said, Heidi, like just seeing someone else do it. Like I didn't feel like doing my walk, any more steps. I was like, I did enough. And then I'm like, no, I've got to go see what mine did. Let me go see what Courtney did. Let me go see what Heidi did. Let me go see what someone else did, because I know it'll make me do just a little bit more, because I'm like, no, that's enough. But
Right.
it really helps to have that companion, and I'm just grateful for it.
Yeah, that supportive community, that healthy competition. I think competition can be motivating for some of us, especially when we need that extra push. I know that we have to share our steps, our step goals every day. So we establish our own steps, whatever it is. So my step is 8,500, and sometimes like in the day it's like, oh, I got 7,000 steps, and if I wasn't in this companion I would say, oh, that's good enough. But since I have to share my steps, I make it a point, mindfully make it a point that, what if I just walk around my house back and forth, or just do something so that I can get up to my step goal. So like once my watch buzzes for 8,500, I'm like, I'm good, I'm golden.
Even watching a movie, Maya, like even if somebody's like, if you're dead and you're like, dead set for watching a show, Grey's Anatomy's on, whatever, guess what? Sometimes I sit there and get up and walk with the movie on, like just start stepping. And
Yeah.
that's better than just sitting there watching it.
Yeah, and I love that tip, because most of the time we can, whatever we're doing, make it active. So if you're sitting, like just or you're doing the dishes, you can like just like jump around when you're doing dishes, or do some squats, each time you do something, or like there's movement that you can incorporate to your everyday activity, and it doesn't have to be oh, I need like dedicated 30 minutes. I have to go to the gym. I need all these fancy equipment. I need quiet time. Like, no, you can do this. You can chase your kids around. And that's like really good exercise. I've done that with my son many times. And then you'll be surprised how much you're getting the steps and getting the activity. That counts. Like everything counts.
Right. And I think too, I think it's I'd like to just tell people out there too, it is not just being about the weight loss or anything like that. Like I said, I've struggled with a lot of health issues the past few years. So, putting on some weight that I did, and then because I had those torn meniscus, and learning, but it's okay. Like, what's awesome is and we'll have some exercises to show different ones for low impact. So just because if you have an injury, say new mother who just maybe had a C-section, I had 2 of them, and okay, well, I can't really get up, there's some things you can do without stressing, you know what I mean? Like after obviously the doctor releases you and stuff, but certain things like that. And that's what it's all about. It's at all stages. It is all kinds of mothers, no matter whether you're new mom, middle mom, grandmother, whatever type you're in, whatever age, that's what's awesome about Courtnee's Wellness Companion, is because we're here for just everybody.
Mhm. Go ahead, Dree. You had something you wanted to share?
Yeah, I like that you said that. Like when I first started, I was like, no, I have to wait till they sleep. I have to have full attention to it. But I've learned over the just time of doing this journey, no, I can do it while they're awake. I can play. I can give them a bath and do jumping jacks, or I can give them a bath and just take a few steps to wash the dishes. And it doesn't have to be full on jumping jacks or full on steps. I can multitask. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. And that's why I kept telling myself, I'll wait until she goes to kindergarten and then I'll start focusing on myself. I'll just wait 5 years and let myself get, I guess, out of shape, and it'll be okay. But I'm just glad I didn't do that, because I don't know, I just thought it was that day I think you were doing push-ups with your son on your back. And it was just like, what? You can do that? Like, that's a thing? I don't know. It was my point. And then I saw Courtney doing it, and I was like, oh my goodness, we don't have to give our full attention to, what we're trying to, just taking care of ourselves.
Right.
Oh, I really love that you mentioned the all or nothing mindset, or finding the perfect time to work out, or when the kids are asleep. And yeah, like it's not realistic, especially as a mom, especially when we're all in the same house. The kids want to be near us. So I view it as quality time. He wants to play with me. He wants my attention. So I'm going to have him join me with whatever I'm doing. He likes to have me give him a piggyback ride. So I'm going to use that that's 50 pounds of weight, a free weight that's going to be moving around. So I'm getting my workout with my son. And instead of using a dumbbell or something, I'm using him as my weight.
It's it too. And if you put them on your back, and like running around and stuff, running around the house, doing circles with that. I mean, and one thing that's awesome is we have to, as parents, step up. And I think it's so important, especially here in the United States, is what we do is going to form what they do. So how we eat, how we react to things, being active, they're going to follow in our footsteps. And I think that is such an important, part of the United States that really needs addressed.
Yeah, we definitely need to be role models. Like, we have to do the actions so that we can show our kids that, it's not, I'm not just telling you to do it, I'm doing it myself. And we have about 3 minutes left. Do you guys have any one tip you like to leave other moms who are starting their journey, trying to become healthy? Do you want to go first? Heidi, go ahead, go first.
I I would just say be kind to yourself. Just be kind to yourself, especially new moms. They didn't come with instructions. Do the best you can, stay active, stay healthy, and that's the greatest thing that you can do as a mom. And good
Be
luck
kind
to
to yourself.
everybody.
Okay, thank you. Dree, your turn. What's the one tip you want to leave moms?
Make sure you make time to rest in your day, because there's so many things you want to get done. But I'm learning from it's okay to take a break and rest.
Perfect. Make time for yourself to rest. So my parting tip is that it's okay to disconnect, to say, hey, husband, hey, mom, hey, sister, can you watch the kid for an hour? Because I want to just sit in my room and do nothing, or I want to go out and get some fresh air. Can you help me? Ask for help, because
Right.
they want to help you, but you got to ask, because you don't want you don't want to say when they ask you, how are you doing? You're just like, I'm fine. No, ask for the help. And
Delegate that.
yes, and you'll be surprised how receptive they'll be. Like, I need that hour, and that hour, even though it may not seem that much, but it will renew you. Like, if you take a walk, like just having time to yourself, just quiet, just to think, not somebody asking you to do something or wanting something from you. Like, just like take that hour, go for a walk, just enjoy whatever you want to do. Just sit in your car or breathe or take a nap. Like, it's your
Listen
time,
to
1
music.
hour. Exactly. Well, ladies, thank you so much. I had a blast talking to you about juggling parenthood and being a woman at the same time. And it's possible to have those two things. Just my son is talking. I don't know. You can hear him. He's saying, "Mom, mama." Anyways, yeah, enjoy your kids. Don't let the pressure of being perfect make you go crazy. Don't compare yourselves to other people. You are doing the best that you can, and that's good enough.
Perfectly imperfect.
Exactly. Okay, ladies. Have a good day. Happy
Yeah,
weekend.
take care.